Hey everyone, it's Kristen. So today is Thursday. All the days just run together. Anyway, for yesterday, we had Whiplash, and it says his first appearance was in 1968, Tales of Suspense, 97. Although this Whiplash is Anton Vanko, who appeared in Iron Man 2, and his first appearance was actually 2010, the same year as Iron Man, his appearance in Iron Man 2. So the first Whiplash was actually Mark Scarlatti. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. He was actually an electrical technician who worked for Stark, but he valued, the finer things in life, like wanted to live in the lap of luxury. So he became a criminal instead. And he actually hired his services out to the 616 New York style mafia. And he fought Iron Man, not knowing, of course, that Iron Man was actually his boss, Tony Stark, on multiple times. So yeah, and then of course Anton Vanko, well, I mean, pretty much, you saw his origin story in Iron Man 2. And, he thought, because in the comic books, someone framed Iron Man, Tony Stark, for destroying this village. And, they built a makeshift Iron Man suit of armor, destroyed this village, killed a bunch of villagers, including Anton's father. And so Anton, used this parts of the suit that were left behind to make a weapon to go after Iron Man, because he saw with his own eyes Iron Man killed his father. And even when Tony Stark, ends up in jail for crimes he didn't commit because he was framed, even when he's cleared, Anton still goes after him because it was still his technology, or his father still died as a result of him. So anyway, and there's also been, I think, two women that have claimed the name Whiplash. I know there was one for sure. Her name was Leanne, and she was a mutant, but they didn't really ever kind of explain her mutant powers. I don't know. Anyway, so you know me. I love these that give us the stats. I think they're so fun. So his intelligence is 4. Okay, so because in Iron Man 2, Mickey Rourke played Whiplash, it was hard for me, I guess, to connect to the fact that, Anton is supposed to be really smart. Because it just, I saw Mickey Rourke and just this, this kind of bruiser of a guy, and my brain couldn't make the connection. I don't know. Anyway, so intelligence 4, strength 2, speed 2, durability 3, energy 4, skills 3. So, I don't know why, but I like to compare the intelligence the most. I think that's the most interesting to me. So, we haven't gotten Iron Man's stats yet, so I can't compare him to Iron Man. But, so for his intelligence, the other people who are equated to that are Kang, the Conqueror, Ronan, the Accuser, and Spider-Man. So, the people that so far have greater intelligence than him are Loki, Black Panther, and Ant-Man. So, for his skills, I would say a lot of people have a, higher skill point, than him. But anyway, like I said, the stats are fun. And then we have this image of Hawkeye and Spider-Woman, and this is Jessica Drew, Spider-Woman, for today's picture. And so I've already talked about Hawkeye and his origin story, because I'm pretty sure he was in this stamp series. Spider-Woman, I did, a video on her 38, Spider-Woman 38. So I kind of go into her origin story there and all about, her time with Hydra and all that stuff. And then that also leads right into, basically ties in with Uncanny X-Men 148, which I also did a video on. So I'll put those links for those videos in the description in case you want to, learn more about that. Okay, so this next stamp, I'm just going to be honest, I really had never heard of him before, so I had to do some research. So it's Killraven. And this stamp is from Daredevil 115, so November 74, Worlds Unknown number 6, April 74, Amazing Spider-Man number 141, February of 75. And so he first appears in Amazing Adventures 18, and that's like May of 73. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And so this image is from Amazing Adventures number 20, September 73. And they kept it, pretty much the same. They just went with, instead of showing the whole image, they just went with, this part. And, of course, changed the background to make him stand out more. So, yeah, as I said, I really didn't know anything about this character. So, I'm sorry. Dazzler is sleeping, like, on the back of the couch right there. And she just looks so cute. She has her paw tucked under her head like this. Oh, it's just so cute. Anyway, sorry. I got distracted, but she's really cute. So, Killraven. Like I said, didn't really know anything about him. Hadn't really heard about him. So, this series... Okay, once I started like doing research and stuff, I was like, wow, this series is pretty dark for being a comic book. Of course, this is more of an adventure comic book, not like a superhero comic book. But of course, there have definitely been times when superhero comics have been dark. I mean, sorry, I just, like, for some reason my nose itches. I'm not sure why. Probably kitty hair. Dazzler's hair is everywhere. Anyway, so it's pretty dark and pretty messed up. As I was doing research, I was like, wow, that's messed up. So this is based on this reality, and they're calling it, like, instead of Earth 616, that it's the normal Marvel universe, it's Earth 691, and it's actually based on the War of the Worlds, H.G. Wells' story from 1895. Well, I forgot when the whole thing, like, was published. I know it was published, like, as two separate, like, articles or stories at first, and then they brought them all together. Anyway, so, when the Martians come to Earth and wage war with humanity and then enslave humanity. So that's where this, comes in, is that the Martians return in 2001, and remember, this, this story takes place in 1973, so them coming in, 2001, like 30 years in the future, that seems like so far away, I guess, to the 70s, I don't know. Anyway, so I guess also, it kind of is reminiscent of 2001: A Space Odyssey. I guess that's just kind of the magic year for, like, sci-fi. Anyway, so the Martians return to Earth, as, in another attempt to conquer it. Yeah, so this is the kind of the messed up part. So basically, humans are used in three kind of different ways. They're used as breeders, used as collaborators, which means, they're like slaves. They're controlled by the Martians, or they're bred as gladiators to fight, in these epic battles for the Martians' amusement. And women in particular were only there to make babies, which which the Martians ate these babies, and it was a delicacy in their culture to eat human babies. Yeah, when I read that, I was like, wow, that is really messed up. I was like, whoa, okay. So with the help of his, gladiator keeper, his name was Whitman, Killraven escaped from, his enslavement, and what happened is Whitman had been giving him like injections to increase like his physical prowess, also giving him like mental powers, and this was he could take control of Martians' minds. He could resist probes. He could also hide himself from like robotic, scanners and stuff. So he and his band of escapees and people he meets along the way. And there's a very colorful cast of characters. Like there's one character named Mint Julep, and she is a plant-human hybrid. There's a butterfly-like creature who's called Morning, like morning something, like morning as in death. Yeah. And then there's a deformed ape-like creature. I mean, just he encounters all these unfortunate people who have been experimented on and traumatized, by the Martians, basically. And so from 2018 to 2020, because, they came back in 2001, so it's now, like 18, 20 years later. And he also has this thing where he has the memories and, like, reflexes or something of all of the human history. Like, you know how a certain smell or something triggers a memory, or basically just like learned reflexes of all the people before him, sort of thing. He was an expert in hand-to-hand combat with most weapons also. Let's see. Oh, so 2018 to 2020, he and his group went along the eastern United States searching for his brother. I feel like his name was Death Raven. Oh, Dazzler just meowed at me. She's awake. Oh, that's so cute. I don't think she'll join us because she looks pretty comfy. But anyway, so let's see. Yeah, so all these different people that and he is supposedly wearing like, which they're saying like he's wearing leather and bulletproof fabric, but I mean he has a lot of skin exposed here, so I don't know what. Oh, now she's yawning. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by her because she's so cute. Anyway, I don't know what good that does considering there's a lot of skin exposed. So anyway, yeah. Oh, and my favorite part is he finds this mutated serpent horse that he tames, and he uses that like as his mount and stuff. So they finally do find his brother, Death Raven, and he's become like a Martian collaborator, which means he's been enslaved to them. So unfortunately, it was kind of all for nothing. So how this finally ends, it's also messed up, especially if you know how I feel about this. He ends the conquering of Earth by destroying the Martians' food supply. He like releases this plague that affects all humans and all human babies, like this zombie plague, which I'm like, oh, that sucks. You know how much I dislike zombies. Like they just creep me out. I just don't like them. Don't like them at all. So I mean, that series sounds really interesting. Um, but I will probably not ever read it just because it sounds a little bit intense. I don't know. I might still read it. Anyway, we'll see. But yeah, I mean, I'd never heard of that character before, honestly. I mean, there are definitely a lot of things I do not know. I mean, I know quite a bit of stuff, but I there's definitely things I don't know. Oh, and he also, carried around a sword. That was kind of more of the adventure. Well, like he's like he carries around a sword. He kind of, has the dress of like Conan the Barbarian or, Cole, but yet he's in like this post-apocalyptic world, with a sword, and like he also has shurikens. Anyway, it just sounds like a really interesting story. I mean, like a huge mix of a bunch of different genres. So yeah, I might check it out. Well, or someone can let me know how intense it is, like how much they go into the whole at the end, the whole zombie thing, or the whole eating babies thing, or stuff like that. Anyway, so I hope you will join me on Saturday. Why is it that I'm always like, I think because usually when I film these videos, it's after work, which I try to do them before work, but it just never happens because I know sometimes like the light will turn off and I'll have to start over, or you know, one time the whole thing came unplugged because Dazzler went in the window and it unplugged. Anyway, I just know that it's going to take me longer than I think it will. And plus, I don't know because I don't really rehearse these beforehand or anything, so I don't know how long I'm going to talk. Um, so I try to do them before work, but it usually doesn't work out just because I am not sure how much time I need, you know, to devote for this before I go to work. So anyway, so I hope you'll join me again on Saturday. And on Saturday, I'll be putting up a new I call it, my comic book room. My comic book room video, another Dazzler video. So I hope you will join me for that also. So I will see you guys Saturday. So until then, bye.